As we continue through the journey of the efforts of the LABC Women's Mission Society, we find that in 1931 the efforts of the circles were still in full swing. Their annual reports provide some significant evidence of their efforts from that year. For instance, in 1931, petitions in support of the World Court were circulated through each circle, gaining signatures. In addition, in March of that year was a celebration of education for the blind in Rochester, and Helen Keller was the featured speaker of that celebration. The LABC women assisted in the meals and participated in the program. And also, LABC Women's Mission Society worked with the Council of Churchwomen to assist the unemployed men in finding jobs. In October, the Women's Baptist Missionary Convention of New York State was hosted at LABC by the Women's Mission Society. And later that month, at the White Cross meeting, 38 women from LABC and women from other churches gathered together to make surgical dressings to be sent to Dr. Carmen in India. They in total sent 458 pounds when shipped. By January of 1932, the number of Italian and Polish immigrants had increased significantly, and additional volunteers were requested from the circles to assist in making monthly call to these new immigrants' homes. By May of 1932, the community chest failed to make its goal, forcing them to reduce their support of local charities, including the Baptist Home. So in order to make up the deficit, the home asked the women of Monroe County Baptist churches to save soap wrappers and other products that could be redeemed for cash. It was in 1932 that the Council of Church Women organized a committee to take over the play hours provided by the city during the summer month. The program was designed to keep children off the streets during the school vacation. And here we have an image that the Society hosted a shower to acknowledge the work of Ruth Macomb at Bethel House in Campbell, Ohio. Here are the reports from 1932 to 1933, which also speak to a variety of missional activities. In these years, the Society continued its direct support of the Italian Church at LABC, and it was noted that the young people had formed a youth choir and organized social events for the children of that congregation. In addition to the task of working one day a month at the Public Health Center, the Red Cross also opened a sewing room on East Avenue, asking church women to volunteer there, working on the projects of the room on a regular basis, and the LABC Society agreed to participate in the endeavor whenever possible. A conference was planned by the Home and Child Center at which Dr. Leland Foster Woods would be the keynote speaker. His topic would be marriage and the home. That same year, the LABC Worldwide Guild held a joint meeting for the Baptist Church on the Tonawanda Indian Reservation, and the Worldwide Guild of the Polish Baptist Church also joined them. Here we have the report from March 15, 1933, of the Marcina Riker Circle. In April of 1933, the trustees and deacons decided to close the church on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and this seriously hampered the work of the White Cross, but by rearranging schedules and members were able to open their homes for the sewing meetings, and no time was lost. As we move into 1933 and 1934, we learned that the Northern Baptist Convention held their annual meeting in Rochester, and the LABC Women's Society joined with other societies at the Monroe Baptist Union to provide meals, housing services, and other supports for the local arrangement committee. With heavy hearts, in 1934, the Society paid tribute to Helen Barrett Montgomery, who had died on October 19th of that year. In November, the Society held a Japanese tea to raise money for the support of Ishihara San and her kindergarten training school in Japan. In 1935, the Carmens were on furlough from the hospital, and they were the teachers for the annual School of Mission in January. Women's Mission Society at LABC was dedicated to providing detailed reports of all of their efforts each year. In October of 1936, the World Service Class, also known as Mrs. Yapel's Sunday School class of young women, decided to become an official circle of the Women's Society. In April of 1937, the speaker at the annual meeting were the Detweilers, missionaries from Mexico. And also that year, a new plan for the summer Christmas tree party was initiated. Each circle had its own party for the time of the regular June meeting, and the gifts were collected at the individual parties and displayed for the group party that took place on June 17th.